Hey, welcome. I'm gonna do a quick unboxing. Today we're installing the forge blow-off valve on a MK8 GTI. I put the turbo muffler in, or the muffler delete, excuse me. And ever since I put that in, I keep getting high pressure codes. I don't know. I'm just getting on it too hard. Just having too much fun, what the deal is, but we're gonna see if this fixes that problem. Aside from when you're getting on it real hard and that pressure has nowhere to go, aside from, you know, not worrying about damaging anything, let's all be honest, the blow-off valve sounds really cool. So definitely not the reason I'm doing it, but an added bonus. So we'll go ahead and do an unboxing real quick. The only thing I did do was take out this and I attached the bracket to it. Well, when you get this, you got that in there. You got a nice little forged keychain that's metal. Just throw that into the bag. Throw all this stuff in the bag as we go. Next piece. And the only other thing in here on the bottom, you got a little box that's has your gaskets, some zip lines, T, fitting, hosing, all the stuff you're going to need to do the install on this. This is going to be about as easy of an install as you could possibly hope for. You don't really have to move anything out of the way. This is pretty straightforward. I'm convinced I could talk a monkey through it and how to do it, so you guys shouldn't have any problems setting this thing up if you're looking to go that direction. We're going to go ahead and just get some things ready. They give you a lot of hosing. Obviously, you're not going to need this much. That's 4 feet of hose. So, but we'll go ahead and get started. I did remove the intake already, the line going into the turbo. As you can see, it is out of the way. Shove some paper towels in there to make sure nothing falls into that turbo, because we don't need anybody upset or crying. The things you're gonna need is a 7mm, and I think it was an 8mm. You'll need a Torx 30 flat screwdriver, and handy dandy hose cutter. Obviously you can use scissors or whatever, but I like a nice clean cut, so we will do it with that. The first thing you're going to want to do is just break all these loose. You can leave that line attached for now. It's going to be easier to take that line off after we've got it out of here with the small engine space and everything they've got crammed in here. So do not drop these. They are tiny. You will never get them back. I always keep a bag with my parts and tools in it. Nothing can be lost. I don't have a garage and a concrete floor. I work on a rock driveway as I live out in the middle of nowhere outside of town. So we especially don't want to drop anything out here, because we'll probably never find it again. Alright, 3 of them. It's out. These tabs are pretty simple. Pull back on the red tab there. Push down on the black. Pulls right off. We'll go ahead and get our new one set up. There are a couple of O-rings in here that you're going to want to put in. You're going to want to lubricate. One goes right into this lip, the other one goes into that one. pull those out. Make sure those are seated in there properly. You don't want any air leaks. Kind of defeat the purpose of everything that you're doing, so. Put a little oil on there. You want to mount this. I did not get that snapped in very good. You want your valves pointing towards the back. And then we'll stick our hardware back into here. Not tightened anything down yet. Once you get everything in, it's like your tire. Make your way around it. Hopefully the wind is not drowning me out too bad. I'm in Kansas. Kansas is windy sometimes. Today is one of those 40 to 60 mile an hour days with heavy gusts. So apologize if the sound quality on here is not what we're looking for. You don't want to put a lot of torque on these, just snug them down. Okay. Next up, we're going to mount this. There's a empty space right here. So it's actually going to go right onto that. We're going to go ahead and pull this line out of the way because we're going to be plugging that up. And some other parts. So the supply. We can get it out of the darn bag. We do supply a bolt. Stick this in. I'm not going to quite tighten this down just yet, in case we've got to kind of wiggle it around to where we want it. Okay. This piece. Run this the way I want it. I got enough stuff in here, taking up room. Close the little lock on it. That is snug. Takes care of all of that. We're going to get our T fitting out and our wire cutter or our hose cutter. This is going to plug in right onto the end of your T here. And since we're dealing with pressure, these are all going to be fitting pretty tight. So you're going to run a small line where we disconnected this factory line straight into here. And then we'll move on to the next ones. We don't need a very big piece for this. We don't want it to kink either. I've got this left over from installing my air rime. Anytime I get little handy things like that, I keep them. Alright. The far end that doesn't have the 90 on it, it's going to go to your top piece. The one coming off, or sorry, that goes to your bottom piece. I'm talking wrong. The top of the 90 is going to go to the top. So we're gonna make sure we've got enough line for where we're gonna run it. Remember, these are tight. These are going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt to put on at this point. Just make sure you've got them pushed on there all the way. When it's going to run. Okay, we're going to run a second one around, same direction we took that one. Runs to the top of your 90 on the other side. Okay. And then the last bit is going to run back into your T. I'm going to stick that on, and we're going to go ahead and tighten this down so we can put it in the position we want. There's your 10 mil. That's where I want it so it doesn't turn. Okay. We'll run a nice little loop on this one. So again, they gave us more than needed. Tuck all that back away, and that is really it. We'll stick everything back on, and we'll fire it up and see what's what. I've got to use needle nose today because I loaned some tools to a friend and they were nice enough to not bring them back yet. All of our stuff, put it in the bag. Last piece of extra hosing out of the way. All right, moment of truth. All right, well, there we go. I would say that